All right, hey guys, Crude Oil, Sunday, June 4th, 2023. This is my personal video trade journal. All right, so looking at this nano micro thing right here, this structure, it's impulsive. So, given the overall context of this larger correction, I'm not excited like thinking, oh, the bottom's in. It's just that this is impulsive in the context of a correction. So, perhaps this is wave one of C. If that's the case, maybe it comes up a little higher. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it already topped. But if it comes up a little higher, fine. If it gets all the way back up above here, then something else is going on. I think based on this structure and the way this measures, it's either topped or it's going to top soon. And then you get a corrective action somewhere down in here to these fibs, and ideally it holds this area right here. But it also depends on how high it goes. But anyway, that's the idea. This would be one of C. So what you're really looking for is a wave two pullback at some point early in the week to come back down into this zone. That's micro, right? 34-minute chart. So you zoom out, look at the 4-hour chart. Now you can really see the context of that impulsive structure in the context of this larger overlapping giant corrective mess. But guess what? The technicals are bullish. So here's some resistance, known resistance. It acts like resistance, so I'm going to believe that it is resistance, and either we're going to get up in it a little bit or maybe not. Maybe we're just going to top out already early in the session, Sunday or Monday morning, get a pullback. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just saying this is what I'm looking for. And then get long from somewhere down here. Get into some longs down here just for a quick trade up into these levels, which have been on my chart for a while. Getting above 76, opening the door, getting above 76, opening the door for these higher fibs. And also structurally speaking, based on the nano, these fibs over here, if this does give you the top really soon for wave one, and then you get a pullback, these would be the fibs. Now, of course, I'll dial that in a little better as the week goes on, but it's just speculation that this kind of makes sense. It would get you right back up into where another level of known resistance. And structurally speaking, this is the only thing impulsive happening, but where it's happening from doesn't inspire me to think that the bottom is in. I think it's more like continuation of a larger corrective pattern. And also, as I zoom out, to me, it's more compelling that we are going lower still. Speaking of zooming out, so you look at the daily, not a whole lot of clues on the daily other than these technicals are still bearish. There is a squeeze developing. I discount this tool, but whatever. It is a squeeze. It is there. So this would allow for a little bit more of a pullback in that wave two, still hold the dots, and then maybe when it really, if it does give you a wave three of C, these dots will disappear. This will fire to the long side. And then maybe you get some of these technicals coming up a bit before it rolls over again. This is the area of resistance right here on the daily. So zooming out one more level to the weekly, the thing that is most compelling about the weekly, other than the fact that these long wicks, it keeps wanting to come down and then it comes back. This is corrective, overlapping, messy action. But it did break these. I mean, every time I put a level on here, it breaks it. It broke this range and then came right back up on the weekly. But the thing that is most interesting to me on the weekly is this tool right here, the squeeze tool. 5 dots. It has fired to the downside. It can withstand a bounce, continuation of this bounce that's in progress, which would be the C wave, and come up into this fib, which also, would be similar to poking above this down channel again. And then rolling over hardcore, giving up another 1, 2, and a 3 of a continuation of 5 of C, of 2, I suppose. But in any case, it doesn't matter. What I'm really getting from this weekly chart is bearish technicals, and this squeeze tool is bearish. Interesting on the monthly to me is thinking about the strat, what I've learned from the strat. I like the strat on the longer time frames. Last month, here's the range. Divide it in thirds, not in thirds, excuse me. Put 3 levels on the monthly range, the top, the bottom, and the middle. So we came down and got below the middle, but couldn't get any traction to the downside. And now we're bouncing, we're going back up. So wouldn't it be interesting? It's still early, it's only June 4th. To create an outside candle, this would go very well with what I'm thinking overall, is that this comes up over the next 5 to 7 sessions, makes a new high, gets above this to some degree, and then rolls over all in the month of June still, and then comes all the way back down here and gets below 63, 64 before June is over. That will give you an outside candle. Um, and the rule of thumb with Strat is when you have an outside candle, price tends to resolve in the direction of the trend. And you can see that happening. Here, it's an outside candle resolved in the direction of the trend. Here's an outside candle. It actually popped up, but then it resolved in the direction of the trend. So for us to get another outside candle, it's just a clue. So, but the levels to watch, above 70.16, you at least have a chance to see 76, 77. And if it pokes above there, I'm going to be watching very closely for topping action somewhere up in here. This, it could surprise to the downside. I mean, look at these technicals on the monthly, look at the technicals on the weekly, especially with the weekly squeeze and the condition of all of these technicals and just the way the structure of price. This little support area has been on my chart for a very long time. We've dipped into it twice, made a lower low, and I don't see anything impulsive other than what we're talking about right now, which is best viewed as the context of a C wave. So I'm bearish, even though I think we go higher, $5, $6, $7, still bearish. All right, that's all I got. I'm flat, and I won't be doing much. Maybe I'll take a short scalp, but really I'd rather just try to get long, small size, get long from here, and really just stalking a short trade from up here somewhere for a more meaningful short. All right, that's all I got. Good luck. See ya.